Using electronic effects is a really exciting way to expand the sound of the SlapStick, and because this instrument uses a standard 1/4-inch jack along with a passive pickup like a guitar, anything that's available on the market already will work. So you have a whole lot you can choose from there. This is the unit that I've been using a lot lately. This is an RP1000. It's actually a pretty old unit. It's about 8 years old, but it has some sounds that I haven't heard in any other effects unit that I've tried. So we're going to use this and go through a few different sounds. Okay, I got the effects pedal on the floor plugged in and ready to go. And before I run through the different sounds, I just want to say one thing. It's really important, I believe, not to let effects replace technique. And the reason I say that is because it's very easy to play poorly and sound great if you hide behind a big effect, especially a distortion. So when you practice your technique, you always want to plug directly into the amp and get a real clean sound so you can really work on. A clean sound is very honest. It's very brutally honest. You can hear your mistakes, and you can't hear your mistakes behind something like. Play clean when you're doing your technique. Think of it as a workout. And then, and only then, move on to effects, because you want to be able to, if you can do this, then this will sound good. Very clean. So, that said, let's get on to the different sounds. The one I like to play the most is called the wah effect, or the envelope filter. Sounds like this. Pretty obvious why I like that sound. It's very percussive, and it's just really funky and very universal sounding, and people really seem to like that sound, especially when it comes off of a stick that's only this big. That's the envelope filter. Okay, the next one I want to show you is called Space. Now, unlike the envelope filter, this sound is very big sounding. It's not very percussive. It's more very spacey and big sounding. It's really good for doing stuff like. Anyways, you get the idea. You can go on for days with this sound, get lost in it. Here's another sound I like. It's kind of a flanger. It sounds a lot like Pink Floyd's Run Like Hell. Just a really spacey but kind of rhythmic sound, kind of a combination of the first two I just showed you. And this one works really well with the harmonics. It really brings out the. Some effects will really bring that out, and some effects will bury that sound. So that's another fun thing about using different effects, is you can bring out different aspects that are natural to the instrument, or sometimes bury them. It depends on what it is. So this is another one here. This is it's called Thin, and the name is pretty descriptive. It doesn't have any bottom end. It's like. Somewhat of a limited sound, but it's good for playing over the top of other things, and it's sometimes a great kind of a rhythmic component, kind of equivalent to like a shaker would be in percussion. So I use that sound a lot. Now we're going to get into the weird stuff. This one's called Whammy, and check this out. Anyways, it's kind of just its own weird thing, and this one is called Uber. This one's kind of a strange combination of like distortion and something else. Pretty cool, very big sounding, very just like this huge type of sound. And then, of course, everyone's favorite, distortion. Everyone recognizes that one. It's very Jimi Hendrix, very big. Again, this is a sound that is really fun, but you can also hide kind of bad technique behind it. I can play just something real sloppy. I'm kind of playing sloppy and it still sounds good, or if I play that same thing clean, it doesn't sound that good. And that's why I said earlier, you really want to get your technique down and then add effects to it, because you don't want to get into the habit of hiding behind things like distortion. But I really emphasize learning the technique, getting it down really clean and precise, and then it just makes all this stuff better.